The Golden Mile is pretty fancy. Let me tell you why. The Golden Mile is the 6 or so kilometer stretch that runs from Marbella town all the way to Puerto Banús. It's not only about Ferraris, Lamborghinis and champagne, although you certainly see them here. You can casually stroll past a celebrity, a billionaire, somebody that owns half a city without even realizing you did. This place has identity, discretion, ego. Linen shirts and old money that don't need to shout to be noticed. I mean, you wouldn't wear a Gucci headband here hoping somebody reacts. And nobody even blinks at a Rolex anymore. Long before the Golden Mile got its name, the Romans already enjoyed this coastline. Someone lived here on this very spot 2,000 years ago. And they probably complained about their neighbors too. And I know I repeat myself. Everything here was Roman. Roman roads, Roman villas, Roman bridges. But if you say it confidently enough, somebody might believe Julius Caesar crossed this beach wearing only sandals. Fast forward to the 1950s. Then came Prince Alfonso Von Hohenlohe, or Hohenlohe if you want to say it in Spanish. He wanted to have all his rich and elite friends come visit him, so he turned his home into what is today the Marbella Club Hotel. Suddenly, this coast found itself on a map it didn't even imagine being on. This pier has seen everything. Proposals at sunset, pregnancy reveals, royalty jet set, and people pretending it's summer in December. One of my favorite places is the Puente Romano Resort Hotel. Architect Melvin Villarroel built this like an Andalusian village, and I often bring clients here to show that anyone can enjoy this place. And inside the Puente Romano Hotel, NaryBu has a few suites that easily climb over €1,000 a night. Through that door is the Owner's Club, easily one of the most exclusive clubs on the entire coast. Pricing goes from €2,000 to over €9,000 per year for full access membership. And you get stuff like dedicated concierge, pools, private lounge, bar discounts, 2 gyms, spa, and you're basically playing tennis with stars like Djokovic and Nadal. Through here is La Plaza. And it's kind of the place to be. This place gets redesigned by different designers each year. So think Valentino, Prada, Dior. On the left, you've got the very, very expensive NaryBu restaurant, which is a Japanese kind of cuisine. You've got the bar. Most of these are minimum spend tables. And then on the right, you've got Leña, which is a dark, smoky meat restaurant by our famous chef, Dani Garcia. And then you've got places like Gaia, which is kind of Greek refined kitchen. And then further along, you'll find Cipriani. Cipriani can be found in New York, in Paris, and Monaco, and it's got that Venetian elegance. And here comes the history nerd in me again. As you might have figured out by now, Puente Romano translates into Roman bridge. Some tourists stumble across these stones trying to hold a margarita. I don't even realize they're walking on history. Julius Caesar probably never crossed this bridge, but it's kind of fun to pretend he might. Coming down to the beach, you've got another one of my favorites, Sea Grill, which is focused on the sea, so more seafood. And then on the other side, the sister restaurant, Chiringuito, which is one of my favorites. It's consistently good all year round, and it has a bit more of a meat option. And now we've teleported to Forum. It's easily become one of the meeting places for locals on the coast. It's a kind of Soho boutique mall with a Scandinavian twist. You've got places like Florentine, which is an Italian branched by a Swedish franchise. Amazing decor. And here we have Planta Bistrot, which is one of my girlfriend's favorites. It's kind of a vegan solution, and it's run by two very influential ladies, Gerda and Samantha. And speaking of influential, you've got places like NaryBu, run by Nary. This is another place that my girlfriend trusts her blonde hair with. I once had the Korean head spa massage here and it blew my mind. Sandon, which is run by a Norwegian family who are actually the geniuses and the investment behind Forum. On the Fountain Square, you've got places like Nybakat, which is a Swedish bakery. You've got KoffiClub, which is run by Davis, if you're serious about your coffee. You've got Baccara for your international wares. And you've got Beast, which is a Swedish-owned Asian eatery. And last but not least, you've got Fisherman's Daughter, which is your answer to seafood and champagne. And if you thought that was cool, let me show you where this coast is headed. On my left, you have beachfront residences called Uno. This was an invitation-only project. Sol Villa sold the majority, and some of these places went for several millions. On the right, we have the Saudi Royal Palace and its whole compound. The place is worth like $1 gazillion, and the family visits every summer when it gets a little bit too hot in the Middle East. The road I'm on is basically built by Dolce Gabbana. This is bag money. And it leads us right to the star project, which is Design Hills. Now, I have a whole guide on branded residences, so I'm only going to scratch the surface here. It's not just another development. It's a whole new retail drive with restaurants and cafeterias and boutiques, and a whole new art center too, which could potentially bring new runway shows by the Dolce Gabbana themselves. Apartments started at around 4 million, and some penthouses sold for over 20 million, even before they started digging. Coming through this arch, we get to Epic, which is designed by Fendi. Now, Fendi's mostly interior design here, but these are incredibly spacious apartments, which are for people that value privacy, security, and long-term value. Some of these apartments in the very early stages would sell for under 3 million, and some of the resales went for over 13. And last but not least, we've got the Karl Lagerfeldt villas. These are something truly exceptional because they're the complete opposite of your whitewashed villa or the cube villa. They're made out of wood and they feature pools which are more like moats. It's one of the most fascinating projects that is shaping the coast. So finally, the Golden Mile has got trade-offs no matter your budget. This might be you baller. It might be you sometimes, or it might never be you, and that's fine too. The point is, the coast is small enough for you to be able to drive here and spice things up whenever you need to.